So Gareth Southgate has resigned as England manager. We already know this. It happened a couple hours ago. But I want to kind of talk about who is likely to take over, who should take over Southgate. Because the thing is, there's been a conversation around Southgate leaving after this competition, the Euros that's just gone, even before the competition started. And I was very much under the opinion originally that, he should leave for various reasons. But the thing about that is that you have to find somebody who is good enough to come in, someone who would do a better job than him. And that's the thing. That's why I said in my video earlier today that Southgate leaving England is the best thing. I think it's the best thing for him, personally and professionally. I also think it's the best thing for England too. But who is going to take over? Who's the bookies' odds favouring to actually take over? Well, it's not the be-all and end-all, obviously, bookies' odds are not always correct, but it's a good way to kind of figure out who's likely to take over. And top of the odds at the moment, the favourite, according to the bookmakers here, is Graham Potter. Now, Potter did an amazing job at Östersunds in Sweden. He also did an incredible job with Brighton. But his most recent club management job at Chelsea was more mixed, to say the least. He ended up being sacked after not very long in charge at all. Now, I think he's a victim of success in a sense with that. I think he is someone who's a great manager, but it was probably too soon for him to go into the Chelsea job. And on top of that, the Chelsea job is an absolute basket case. That is the raging inferno of a hot seat that you're sitting on right there at Stamford Bridge. And as we'll get on to very shortly, there's another Chelsea manager, a former Chelsea manager that's been linked with England too. And I think it's too soon for Potter. He's a relatively young manager, and I feel like he needs to have another shot at club football, probably in England, and just do a good job there. That's my thinking anyway. I don't think it's the right time for him to go to England. I think that'd be too much too soon. And anybody who comes into managing England, their expectations will be they need to win the World Cup. It's as simple as that. And that is an ungodly amount of pressure, especially for someone who is not that experienced in management and that frankly at times looked like a broken man when he was managing Chelsea. So I don't think Potter's the right man. Second favourite is Lee Carsley, who's the current manager of the England under-21 side. I don't think it's the right job for him either, to be honest, but I wouldn't rule it out. I could see him going there and doing that because that's the exact same route that Gareth Southgate did as well. He went from under-21s manager to being the senior team manager. So I absolutely think there is a decent chance that Carsley will do it, and he could well be a success. I don't know what he's like. He has never managed a senior side, aside from being an interim manager at Brentford and Birmingham 8-10 years ago. So it's not very encouraging. I would not say that Carsley's the right man. Eddie Howe, I think, would be a superb appointment. I think he's done an incredible job with Newcastle under very trying circumstances with massive pressure to succeed. He did an incredible job at Bournemouth, basically taking them from the bottom of League Two to being on the verge of Europe at times with Bournemouth in the Premier League. So I think it'd be a great appointment. But I don't think he'd go. I don't think he's at that stage in his career, because he's never managed an international side either. I don't think he's at that stage in his career where he's going to take that risk. I think he'd much rather stay at Newcastle. Fourth favourite is Mauricio Pochettino, who was obviously been recently sacked by Chelsea. I think he'd be an incredible appointment. I am sure there are some people in some circles that will say, he's Argentinian. There's that rivalry there between the UK and Argentina. Of course there is. But the last person on our list also is from a country that has a rivalry with England in a footballing sense. I think it'd be an incredible appointment. The detriment with him, the downsides are, of course, the fact that, he's never managed an international side, and he's not someone who's a serial winner of trophies. He's not. He showed that at Spurs, but again, every manager shows that at Spurs. Showed that at Chelsea. And I think he even missed out on the league at Chile when he was managing them, so I'm not overly convinced. I do think the best manager, speaking absolutely neutrally and everything, the best manager on this list by far is Jurgen Klopp. He's fifth favourite at the moment. I think he'd be unbelievable. Some people would say that a German should never manage the English national team, but look at the success that Germany's had as a national team. I'd rather have a bit of that, thank you. I'd rather have a bit of that. But I also think that Klopp wouldn't do it yet because he wants to have a rest, and he said that since he's left Liverpool. I think he's going to take at least a season out. He's not going to have a few months. Apparently he's been approached for some top jobs as well already. So I think the most likely out of those is Lee Carsley, but the person I would personally pick, I'd probably say Howe, but I don't think he'd go. So I think it'd be Poch. Mauricio Pochettino, next England manager. That's my take, but I could easily see it being Carsley as well. But what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below. England fans, who do you want to see take charge? Let us know in the comments below as always, and for much more news and opinions on the world of football, keep it tuned right here to thefootballchronicle.com.